That is good looking. Now that is the 2-for-1 special. It seems like nobody wants to eat out anymore. Everybody's a homebody like me. You got me out here creating all these Copycat recipes, and today it is Copycat Panda Express orange chicken. I did my research on a lot of variations of this, and I am certain that I can make it as good, if not better, than the original. We're using chicken thighs, so you know we're also going to save a lot of money in this recipe. Let's get started. I did learn that Panda Express is the originator of the orange chicken. And why do people love it? Because it is crispy, crunchy chicken that is coated in this sweet and sour type sauce. So everybody likes a good old sweet and sour chicken. Who doesn't? You're gonna get like about 1 to 1.5 inch pieces of chicken thigh, and it's gonna shrink a little bit as it cooks. I'm gonna trim off, some of the excess fat, but I'm gonna leave some little nubbins on there because those are the crunchies. So the batter is, again, the most important part. Starts with a combination of flour and also cornstarch. The cornstarch is what's going to help it become a little bit airy and get really crispy. All right, so I'm gonna start with a couple cups of flour. So there's a wet component and a dry component. This is the dry component. And then about a 1/2 cup or 2/3 cup of cornstarch. A couple teaspoons of salt. I always use kosher salt because I just love it. White pepper, about a 1/2 teaspoon of that, and then we just whisk that together. Now I'm gonna add the wet ingredients just right into the center. All right, so I'm gonna add in an egg. We'll start with one. Okay, so about a cup of water. So it starts out like this, and then you stir in the oil, and it'll thin it back out. Oil is key in this batter, and that's something kind of unusual in a batter. It's gonna kind of make it almost like a crispy, fluffy pancake. I don't know if I need another egg or not. Okay, I'll leave it. All right, and so now what I saw is that we're just going to add our chicken into our batter and let it sit while we heat up our oil, but for at least, 20 to 30 minutes. Yes, I said get up in there. Get up in there. Yeah, I think that's what we want. Gloopy and sticky. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover this and refrigerate it for about 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll make our sauce. Okay, for the sauce, this is where the orange comes in. It's a very simple, just sweet and sour sauce that's a combination of sugars and vinegar, and then of course, fresh orange juice. This is basically how a lot of, Asian style sauces start out. There's always ginger. Okay, and then I'm just gonna finely mince that up. You want enough ginger to taste it, but this is not a time where you want it to overpower. We really want orange to be the primary flavor here. So I'm gonna do a couple cloves of garlic. You want everything to be cut really small so that it disperses throughout the sauce. I hate chopping garlic though. It's so sticky. And I'm also going to use the zest in there. I just love the flavor of fresh zest. Okay, I'm looking for about a 1/4 cup of orange juice. We're good. Like I said, this does require the frying, but it's going to be totally worth it. You don't need a ton. You can do this in a smaller pot and just do batches. Push that back here to heat while we make our sauce. I'm gonna go in with just a little oil and also a little bit of sesame oil for the flavor. This is one of those flavors that you just can't really replace it. I forgot crushed red pepper. I'll run. See, I put the crushed red pepper with the C's, but maybe it's with the R's. Oh, it's with the C's. I'm gonna add in my ginger and garlic while the oil is heating up. That way those flavors really infuse the oil, and then you use that oil to transfer the flavors throughout the whole dish. Okay, to that I'm going in with a little bit of crushed red pepper for a little heat, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and white sugar. That's gonna be the sweet. We're going to go in with our orange juice, so all equal parts. And then vinegar. Vinegar is going to give it that sour to the sweet. Oh, I forgot the soy sauce. So now you have all the things going on. You've got sweet, tangy, and salty. So I'm gonna stir this and cook it until all that sugar dissolves. It's gonna slightly thicken, and then I'm gonna thicken it up just a little bit more with a cornstarch slurry. All right, I've got some cold water. I'm just gonna Start with a tablespoon of cornstarch. You want it to dissolve in cold water first before you add it to the hot liquid, or else it just doesn't activate the same. It gets clumpy if you just add it straight to hot liquid. Cornstarch is going to thicken it, obviously, but it's also going to help it get kind of shiny. Oil's at 350. Our chicken's been soaking, so we don't want to overcrowd our pan, but we just want to get one good layer in there. And then we fry it for like 6 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes, or until like it's, golden brown. Set 4-minute timer. Why can't I hear anything?
4 minutes, counting down.
Thank you. Oh, I can already feel it. So crispy. This hack alone, this batter, I can already say is kind of magical. It crisps up immediately. Now, I might have cut some of my pieces a lot bigger than Panda Express. Note to self, are you really going to complain about a meatier piece of meat? You know, another benefit to making this at home is that you have a cocktail or a glass of wine to go with it. I don't know if you can get that at Panda Express. And it really completes the meal and elevates the meal experience. I am impressed with this batter. You can tell how crunchy that is. Listen. It's the sound of happiness. You heat my sauce back up. You can see how thick and rich it got. And then the final step to the sauce is to add in some of our orange zest and a little bit of sesame oil. Oh, that smells so good. All right, in goes the chicken. Look at there, look at there. That is good looking. I'm gonna show you 2 ways that I'm gonna serve this up. First, the classic way. Simply over just some plain rice, with a little sprinkle of green onion. My mouth is doing that thing where it waters right there, because you can look at this and see the flavor. It's like happy dance time. The coating on that chicken is like a vacuum to that sauce. It just soaks it up and makes it so flavorful. The inside is still so moist and tender. Look at that. Perfectly cooked chicken. This is why we use the chicken thigh. If you had done this with the chicken breast, it would be dried out right now. It's A+. This homemade version of Panda Express Original Orange Chicken is a 10 out of 10. Now, if you're like me, you're going to make a lot to begin with, and you're gonna have leftovers. What about an orange chicken wrap? Doesn't that sound delicious? All you need is 1 more ingredient, 2 more ingredients. You can pick up a bag of chopped Asian style salad. Toss it up. Mix your chicken in and roll it up. Now that is the 2-for-1 special. Make the Panda Express orange chicken, enjoy it for dinner and for lunch the next day. I should have started with this. This has everything going on. You've got the crunch, cold crunch from the slaw, and then the chicken's so saucy and tender. This is also how you can have lunch. I mean, you saw how fast it was to whip up that salad, and you've already got the chicken made. This is a lunch you can make in under 3 minutes. So whether you enjoy it the classic way over rice or rolled up as a wrap, Panda Express orange chicken needs to be one you keep on file. Thank you, thank you.